My name is Ammar, and this is my final project. It's a cloud-based tracking system for water usage and energy consumption in any given facility. And this is my first completed milestone, which is to basically create a sensor module that can take input from a flow rate sensor and a temperature sensor and send that data over the web. So as you can see here, I'll just bring up my code. This is a demonstration of that process. The Arduino module has initialized and connected to the internet with the Wi-Fi shield, and it has also initialized the SD card on board, which I will say in a little bit what its function is. And I don't know if you can zoom in here. You can see that these are all of the IP addresses that are needed to identify this module on the network. And all the initialization is completed, and it also has gotten the test server's IP address that we will be dumping this data to. And for today, I'll be using Henry's post-test dumping server, which is basically a server that allows me to send data to it for testing purposes. And that's what I'll be using for this demonstration. So everything is initialized and it's ready to begin, so I'll just press this green button and that will start the measurement process. So go. So as you can see, every second it's recording the temperature and the amount of milliliters used. So if I were to blow into this flow rate sensor, you can see that the amount of milliliters used goes up, and the flow rate is also recorded every second. And if I were to blow on the temperature sensor, you can see that the temperature goes up because of my warm breath, I guess. And so all that data is recorded and stored into the SD card. And when I press the green button, we get this sort of formatted data, and this format is called JSON. JSON is a web format used for HTTP requests to send data over the server. And it's sort of an easy way for applications to read through that data. And so I created a library that would take all this data and format into this format, into this structure, and store it on the SD card. And when it comes time to send it over the web, it will read it and dump it over the HTTP client. And that's what it's doing right now. So this is going to take some time, so while that's going, I'll discuss some issues that came into the project. One major one being that I had started this project on the Arduino Uno, and issues with that was that there was not enough space to store the sketch and all of these text files on the Arduino Uno itself. So I decided to move to the Mega, and instead of storing this big string on the program memory, I would store it in the SD card itself, and then when it comes time, I have a program that reads character by character and it dumps it over the client. And that way I don't have to deal with any big strings in the program memory, and it's all stored in the SD card. And it'll be more efficient when it's running. So yeah, right now the connection has just been established, and now we're just waiting for it to dump all the data over the client. And the server will give us a link back to go and view the data online. So yeah, so as you can see, now that the server has, we've dumped all this data to the server, we've got a link back from Henry's server. So I'm just going to copy paste that link and go to my browser and go to that link. And as you can see, all of the data that we see here in the serial monitor is online on Henry's server. So that shows that I can now send this data over the web. So the next step from here will be to create my own backend and app that will take this data and display it in the way that I want to. So thank you so much. I'll see you in my next milestone video.